for me? Okay. Jai Jain, everyone. I don't know how I can pin myself here.
हाँ सुरभि वेट करते हैं.
Okay.
Yes, is that okay? You are pinned.
So the main screen should be me appearing, but right now the main screen is Adinath Janale.
Oh no, but I did pin you.
Okay, so I don't know how it comes then.
I can see you in my screen. Iti,
Is
can
it-
you see Surbhi auntie?
No.
I'm in gallery view, so I see everybody.
Same with me, Namrata. Everyone is in the gallery view. Like the main person comes only when someone is speaking. Rest everyone is in the gallery. So whoever, like Hiti said right now, so Hiti is in the main view now.
Let me
That's
see.
how it's coming.
Let me figure
Now
out.
you are coming in the main view. Actually, I'm not the co-host, so I cannot do that. You can do it. Okay, let's begin the Namokar mantra again, the same invocation for the Panch Parmeshtis, while Namrata is a little bit helping us with the gallery views. Join your hands, take a deep breath, spine straight. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Sabva Sahunam, Eso Pancha Namo Yaro, Sabva Pavapanasinu, Manglanam Cha Sabbe Sim, Padmam Havai Mangalam. Jai Janen. Thank you, Namrata, we got it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we are on the second day of Das Lakshan, and today is the day of Madhav Dharma, right? So what does Madhav mean? Madhav means, I would say, to describe, let's understand what's the opposite of Madhav. It is arrogance, being full of pride, and then constantly always having I don't know if you know this term, top dog approach. This really means like you always want to be the center of attraction, and you can't handle when someone else get into the center of attraction point. So these are all some of our egoistic expressions of exactly the opposite of Madhav, which is like pride. And so what Madhav really means, can someone tell me what could be the opposite of this? How can we nullify, or how can we terminate Madhav by what kind of actions? What is one thing which can help us nullifying our pride? Yes, Siti.
What do you mean by that question?
Yes, beta. For example, there is something happening in the class, right? Now, suddenly the teacher picks you up and the teacher says that, Hiti, today you did a marvelous thing, and your homework has been graded as A+, and we are so full of pride about you. Do you want to share your, how did you get it? And suddenly you get up from your seat and you are so much proud of yourself, right? You're full of pride in that moment, correct? So Hiti, would you at that time reply to teacher that, yes, teacher, I know I am extremely smart and I can definitely teach others how to be smart. Is that how you're going to reply to her?
No.
How would you reply to her?
I would say like I studied a lot and like until I got it, and like say things like that.
Okay, she's complimenting you. So what would be your first action for?
First, I would say like thank you. And
absolutely, yes. So Hiti, what are you doing? You are showing respect to her, right? So the moment you show respect to her, you have in that very instant nullified all your pride. So yes, that's the trick to, and we are all GNs. We should know these mind hacks. These are known as mind hacks. We are hackers, we hack our life with the help of GN lifestyle. And by doing this, we are hacking actually into the emotions, our own emotions. So the four main emotions, those are the ones that constantly ride on us. And we can hack these emotions by simple little things like what you just did. Hey teacher, thank you so much for appreciating me. And the moment you said thank you clearly said that it is your credit, not mine, because you saw that I have these skills in me, because you graded me as the highest marks, right? So you are full of gratitude towards the teacher for picking you up, correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what Madhav Dharma is about, being respectful. If we are full of respect towards others, we would always be respected. Very simple phenomenon, very simple phenomenon. I was very young, and probably in my 13 years old, 13, 14 years old, I think same age as yours, Hippie. And you know what happened at that time? I used to feel that I didn't have many friends around me. So I used to feel that, and even my cousins didn't used to talk to me a lot. So I used to feel, why is it that nobody comes and shares their things with me? And, why am I the only one who's left out? They don't want me to entertain and take me to places. And I was constantly demanding respect from everyone around me. And it really went on quite a long time. And then suddenly one day I realized, actually, I was blessed by Munishi Kshama Sagarji Maharaj's presence in my life. And when I was listening to him, I clearly got the idea that if you want respect, you need to give respect. And from that moment onwards, I completely changed how I used to behave. And I started giving so much respect to everyone around me. And within a couple of years, I was so surprised that every single member of the family would come to me and discuss their, innermost feelings. And I would always be there for them, helping them resolve and solve those things. And I know that this happened because I started respecting them, and then they started respecting the relationship between us, what was there, right? So this is a very important thing, that if you guys want respect in life, don't demand it, don't ask it, don't order others that, hey, this is not fair, this is pretty unfair. No, guys, you do the right work, you do what your skills can take you to the highest point, you do that. You prove within yourselves that you have done and given 100% to yourself, and let people come forward and choose you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for answering. So that means you're understanding what I'm saying. It's little complex concepts, but I know you guys are old enough to take on a bit of this. So one more very interesting fact I want to share with you about the pride issue. Though Hiti, though, and Prasham, we have discussed this in the class, but I'm going to take a short thing about talk shortly about it. So what happens, like the pride, whenever we want our way, whenever we want to be the center of attraction, there is always a feeling of lack inside us. And it is because of that feeling of lack that we demand respect from others. You know what demand really means? Demand means you want to fill up your inner, let's suppose that we are a container, right? And in this container, we feel that we lack something and we demand from others respect. And when they start respecting it, we feel good about ourselves. And then this container starts filling up with goodness, with water, and we feel good about it, that we are full now. Before that, we were feeling a little bit blank. And that's the reason we constantly demand and control others. Even the attitude of controlling, hey, don't do this, do that. The order thing, the controlling things, don't touch my bed. That's not a good thing. We have so much arrogance in our attitude. We have so much of communication, the way we communicate with so much ordered sense, that we have never paused for a moment and thought about this, that is it possible that since I'm demanding from others to fill up my feeling zone, is it possible that I am empty inside? It's a question mark. We need to think about it. Actually, it is the feeling of emptiness, it is the feeling of weakness inside us that makes us control others. I know that's a contrast, but that's exactly what attracts the that's exactly what attracts this kind of pride inside us. If we were completely full inside, if this well was completely filled with water, do you want more water to be filled in this well? No, it's completely filled, and the water is sufficient now to make abundance or provide abundance water to anyone around us. Correct. So we never demand when we are completely full inside, but we specifically demand when we are empty inside. And that's the place where we need to pay attention to. Always ask yourself this one question: am I empty inside? Is that the reason I want to control things around me? And then you will listen to your inner voice, and you will know what is the truth. Clear? And then the first step comes is respecting yourself. So what is the first thing? Because we are weak inside, because we feel empty inside, we don't respect ourselves that much. So the first step towards respect comes for ourselves. We must begin by respecting ourselves. This is exactly what Uttam Madhav Dharma is about. Respecting your own inner qualities, and that you know that yes, you have the abilities to become Bhagwan. And when you start respecting yourselves of the level of Bhagwan, and always taking care of yourselves, never feeling weakness inside, never demanding respect from outside, all these things, that's the point when actually the inner state of happiness begins to happen. And the Madhav Dharma really talks about this inner happiness. It's really like filling up our well and teaching us that, hey, everything is inside us. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and respect yourself. So respect yourself, and that's the way you develop an ability to respect others. And secondly, always respect others. That's the way you will be respected on the other hand. Both these things are absolutely important for the Madhav Dharma. Okay, that was the practical aspect of Madhav Dharma. We're going to move towards the second phase of our Art of Living class based on the Alochana part. And today we're going to learn something very, very beautiful. So the second part of this Alochana part leads us into false perceptions. It tells us that we are living a life with a lot of mental distortions. We have discussed mental distortions before, but I'm going to take a quick review today with you. Just a 10-minute review, okay? But let's identify our mental distortions. Why am I talking about mental distortions? So it's the mental distortions which does not let us see the things clearly. And if we don't see the things clearly, that means our vision is blurred. And with this blurred vision, we cannot take right actions ever in our life, right? Either we will be fearful of the life, or we will always be blurred about the reality. So the most important fact and the thing is we must identify, must identify our mental distortions. I know everyone must be thinking right now, I don't have any mental distortion. Well, let's talk about some of it and you'll identify within yourself. Okay, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, some of the mental distortions right here. Well, you know what? My friend did not sit right beside me in the class today. I am never ever gonna talk to her again. How dare she does that to me? How dare she sits with someone else and not with me, knowing that the seat was blank next to me. And I don't really like that. Has anyone ever felt that? You can just raise your hands and let me know that you have had gone through those feelings, and I know that it's done. And then you can unraise your hands. We go through these competitive feelings almost every day. We're always feeling competition with others and feeling that we should have the better part with us, and others, we don't really think much about them, right? Right. Prasham raises his hand. Perfect. So this is known as emotional reasoning. We are constantly giving an emotional reasoning for what we do and how we do things. Suppose you don't want to eat a karela ki sabji. Karela is like the bitter gourd. And what kind of emotional reasoning you would give is, you know what, that plant is really not a good plant. I don't think we should eat it. So this is an emotional reasoning. We gave a reasoning which is based on what we believe in. We believe whether this thing is good and bad, and based on that, we give a generalized opinion about things. Doesn't that happen? So many times we do that. We have given, I like this, so this is the thing I'm gonna favor. I don't like that, so that's the thing I'm not gonna favor. Don't we all do that every time? We want just only two subjects, mom. Don't make the third subject. I don't like this one, right? We favor certain things and we don't favor other things because this is based on our likes and dislikes. So this is our emotional reasoning. We don't really know what's the truth or what's the fact, or we deny the fact. We don't want to face the fact. How about that? True? Perfect. That is a mental distortion, guys. Let's go to the next one. The next one is labeling. How about you are such an angry person? Or how about I spilled this glass of water. I am so careless, right? Or you did not think good or kindness about others. And you would say, hey, I'm such a bad person. I'm not a good person, right? Someone did an act and you don't like it. You're so weird. Who has done that? Raise your hands. Come on, come on, come on. Raise your hands right there. You are so stupid to do that. Come on, right there. These are known as labelings. Is the person really stupid? No, it was the act which was stupid. Correct? Is the person really bad at heart? No, it was just his action temporary which was bad. But what did we do? We defined that person as bad. We defined that person as unkind. We defined that person as stupid, right? So this is known as mental distortion. Can you see how our mind plays games with us and leads us to believe things which really don't exist? This is a mental distortion. Another word in the Jain terms for this mental distortion is mithyatva. You are going to come with this word many times as you grow older. Many people will talk to you in the terms of mithyatva or false perception, mithya gyan, right? This is exactly what this is. Mental distortions, these are agyan. These are, we just don't want to learn. We just deny the reality. We don't want to know the facts because we favor something and we unfavor something. So based on our emotional reactions, we just don't want to know the facts for real. Correct? Next one. Next one is, oh, this is a nice one, right? I made a bad grade in this test because the teacher was so terrible, and this class I'm with, it's really stupid. What did I do? I blamed for my lower grades to someone else. How many times do we play this game of blaming? Tell me. Come on, tell me. Can you count on your fingers? Sriti says 5. Sriti says 4. Oh, there are loads of people raising their hands right here. Absolutely, that's so true. Even I play this game, If I don't find a charger, the first instinct is my little boy, did he take away the charger? And I don't really look around properly. But I would blame someone else for me not finding the charger. Correct? We are constantly playing these blaming games. Is that a fact? Is that the truth? No, because we have some kind of like no time and fear of things and certain things. We don't want to face the reality again, denial of reality. That's when we keep on playing this game of blaming. Ayush, do you have a question for me? Is that why you're raising your hand?
No, I was just raising it to agree with
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Thank you so much. You can actually raise your hand also on your Zoom pad, so I know, and you can unraise your hand right there.
Okay.
Yes, Hiti, question or just raising your hands?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Bita.
Yeah. So sometimes, I used to have this teacher at school, like my social studies teacher, and he didn't teach us half the things we had to learn for 8th grade. And in 8th grade, the other part of the class who had the other social studies teacher, they were so ahead of the rest of the class because they learned well. And the people who had my teacher, he didn't teach half the things we wanted to learn. So it technically is his fault.
I know, Hiti, but you know what? If we constantly look for faults in others, we will never grow. Did finding fault in that teacher help you grow through your social studies?
No.
right? What would have helped you? Probably taking support or help from online guidance, because you knew that you were not being taught up to the caliber, right? Probably just spending some extra time into the social studies, checking out some extra papers online, or talking to teachers or some classmates from the other classroom. That attitude would have definitely taken you somewhere. But finding a fault in that teacher is not, it's gonna not even take us to one step further in learning social studies. Correct?
Yeah.
That's Hiti, that's such a nice thing you just put forward, actually, and that's so true. We feel it's so obvious, that the other person is at fault. It's so obvious. Don't we think that way? It's so obvious that my little brother is at the fault, or my big brother is at the fault, or is at my teacher or my parents, or these everyone around us. We keep on finding faults in everything around us, and not just people. We find faults even in non-living things, like I couldn't run better because my shoes were not good. I couldn't hike because the way was pretty muddy. I mean, we are constantly finding, because it's so obvious, and we think that we are stranded. We are not able to move forward because of those lacks that we see around us. But remember, always finding faults will not take us anywhere. We will constantly play this game, and when we will grow older, we will constantly blame on our karmas also. It is because of my karma I'm like this. I have a tilted nose. It's because of my mom or my dad. They have it, right? Or I have these crooked teeth because my nani or my pernani has it. We are constantly finding faults in them. Is that gonna help us? Absolutely no. Even though these are so obvious things, but finding faults is not the way to live life. It's really a mental distortion, because it's not gonna make us grow or move forward. Okay, let's move on to the other one. Thank you so much for sharing that. Next one is beautiful, a mind reader. I know that she hates me and she doesn't want me to be friends with her again. You didn't talk to your friend, you're just thinking in your head, right? That's what's gonna happen. That's what is happening in her head, and you're trying to mind read her, and you're coming to a conclusion that she hates me. How about that? Don't we do that all the time? Think about it. It's a very, very important thing, and we constantly do this kind of mind reading thing every time. The moment the mom, hey, suppose it's a weekend, and suddenly mom shouts Prasham, and then Prasham hides away. Why? Because he's a mind reader. He's thinking mom is calling me to wash some dishes, or mom is going to call me for a soccer game to get ready. We are constantly mind readers. So small facts, but this is so common. We are constantly trying to read mind of what other person is thinking about us or for us. And then we take action based on that. And we don't know what the real fact is about. So how about stopping this mind reading thing? The moment we have this mind chatter in our head, say, stop this mental distortion. I don't want it. Let me just hear the fact. Maybe mom is just calling to give Prasham a candy. Who knows what's going to happen in that moment? But at least not pass an opinion or judgment to her calling. Clear? So this is known as mind reading, and we do that so much, so much. Let's go to the next one. All or nothing thinking. This is like black and white thinking. Either this or that, nothing in between. Okay, an example of that would be, I found, there's this painting hanging on the wall, and then you see that the signature on the painting is slightly tilted, and someone comes in and asks you, hey, how is this painting? And you say, you know what, this painting is okay, but you see the sign, it's tilted, I don't like it. You start criticizing things, right? It is so on us. We keep on criticizing so much in our life. We don't see the goodness of the things. We always get stuck at the negative part of that thing, and we enlarge it so much, we make it so real that the actual positive fact of that thing really get nullified. So this is known as all or no thinking, like nothing in between. You won't say, no, painting is excellent. No, but you're going to share the critical part of it, what you don't like about it. So I found a spelling mistake in that story. You know what? The whole book is terrible. I'm not going to read it. How about that? Right? At least there are many such things, but it's just a few examples I tried to note down. So this is known as all or nothing thinking, just black and white thinking. Everything is a success or total failure. If I don't go to the first position in my soccer or first position in my tennis, everything is a waste. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not a winner. I'm a loser. How about that? Even if you played the game well, but you call yourself a loser because you're not the first person to get the award. How about that? Don't we have that kind of thinking? Raise your hand so I know you're listening. Absolutely, right there. Okay, next one, conclusion jumper. So this is when we deduce things based on feelings and not facts, and we look for clues to prove that we are right. And like let's see some examples for that. I had a bad day, and now you jump to a conclusion because I was late for school. So just making you late for the school, you jumped on the conclusion that my whole day is gonna be a bad day. Don't we do that? Yes. Suppose in the morning, suddenly the glass of milk just spilled off from the table. And now what we think and we feel, oh my God, I am such a clumsy person. That's the labeling there. And then you're going to talk about, oh my God, I think my whole day is going to be clumsy. It's not going to be a good day because it started off so bad. How about that? Correct? I'm feeling so confused about my homework. Maybe I'm not good at social science. Maybe I'm not good at maths. That's a conclusion jumper. You never tried. You never gave your 100% to it. Just based on one confusion or one problem that you couldn't solve, how could we jump to a conclusion that we don't like math? We get scared from these subjects, correct? There are things, right? Many things. We do bad things. Why do bad things always happen to me? Why is this teacher always unfair to me? Right? Why is my friend always taking favor of someone else? Right? These are all mental distortions. We are jumping to conclusions without learning the facts. Right there. Okay. Let's take a couple of more because our time is up. Fortune telling. How much do we do that? Look, I'm not going to make any friends next year. You're so connected with your friends this year in this class that you feel so low and you say, no, next class, I don't think I'm going to make any friends out there, right? The party will be awful. You're so scared to go to the party. You're so scared to be there in front of the whole crowd. And what do you say? The party is really awful. No one is going to talk to me there. I will be so miserable. I don't want to go to that party. Right? Suppose your parents tell you, hey, come, we have a social gathering. You got to come with us. You know what? That party sucks, mom. It's not for us. It's so boring. There's nothing going to be for us right there. You already jump to conclusions without seeing the efforts what your mom or those parents of that or that social gathering has already in for you. There could be something interesting. But because of our mental distortion, we deny the reality completely. Do you get that, or am I going too fast? Thumbs up, please, on the way. Okay. Negative filter. Look at this one. She cuts me in the line, so I think I should push her out of the line. How about that? I did that once when I was young. Someone cut me off in the line and I cut them off in the line right back. So this is like biting back actions, right? If someone shouts at you, you shout back at it. One time, one friend was really shouting loud and I was feeling so bad about it. Instead of responding in a proper way, I shouted back, hey, can't you be just quiet? And then she says to me, why are you so loud at me? And then I realized, oh my God, she doesn't realize that she is also loud. But I was not there to find a fault in her, right? So I said, I kept quiet. So we are always biting others, right? Constantly reacting in rage and different ways. This is exactly what is a negative filter. So next one. I think these are good enough for now. So let me take you back to the 5 important mithyattvas which have been talked about in the Alochana part. And these are all mental distortions we have just talked about. But let's see what their real terms are. Number 1 is Viparit Mithyatva. Viparit means reverse thought process. What is reality? We don't perceive the reality. We think exactly opposite of that reality, which may not be true, right? This is known as Viparit Mithyatva. Next one is Ekant Mithyatva. Ekant means one-sided attitude, right? Always proving that you are right, right? Always proving that you are never at fault. Always other person is the one to be at fault or to be blamed for. We just discussed that, right? Also, it means that always it's all or nothing thinking. Either you are a winner or you are a loser. That's also the Ekant kind of thinking from the perspective of the Shastras. Next one, Vinay. Vinay Mithyatva. This is like this is an interesting one. When you grow up, you'll face this one a lot. Bowing down to others' feet because you want to fulfill some kind of worldly desires. People do that. They would go to some kind of fortune tellers and astrologers, and then astrologers will say, hey, you know what, you're so fed up with your kids. If you go feed this roti to a cow, your kids will start behaving properly. So you started bowing down to others or taking some superstitious actions in order to fulfill your worldly desires. So this is really the superstitious kind of thinking. Just to fulfill something, you are bowing down to not Panch Parmeshtis. If anyone has heard to Namrata Auntie's story, this is exactly what it is. Like Panch Parmeshtis are of the highest kind, and now someone tells us that go to that saint in the orange robe, and he's gonna fulfill all your desires. Go, I bless you, and you'll go and bow down to his feet and say, hey, I want to be the richest person in the world. I want a Ferrari for myself. And this believing that this saint is going to make that happen for you. This is what Vinay Mithyatva is about, that not respecting the highest kinds, which are the Panch Parmeshis, but bowing down to others just to fulfill some kind of worldly desires. The third one. The fourth one is Sanshay Mithyatva. Sanshay Mithyatva, we spoke in the starting, is about doubting the soul's presence, doubting what these texts are saying. Are they true? Why do I need to listen to Shastras? Why do I need to go to Pujan and all these religious? I don't want to do all these. You're doubting it. You think that it's not going to take you anywhere. It's not going to give you happiness. Eating ice cream is going to give you more happiness than going to Mandir and looking at Bhagwan and just staring at Bhagwan. It's not going to give you happiness, right? So you have tasted the happiness from worldly things. Now going towards these spiritual things, that doesn't give you so much pleasure, right? So you doubt it. We doubt the Shastras. We doubt what is being taught. Suppose I'm teaching you things, you might have several questions raised against me. Hey, this is not true. Hey, this is happening, right? This is doubting the text. This is known as Sanshay Mithyatva. And I also feel that Sanshay Mithyatva is also about self-doubt. When you don't believe in the quality of your own souls. This is my take on the Sanshay Mithyatva, okay? So I am not sure it's written in the text, but I feel that also self-doubting is an aspect of it. When we don't believe in ourselves, when we feel low about ourselves, that's also Sanshay Mithyatva. Do you guys agree with me? Thank you. Okay, next one. Agyan. This is ignorance. This is the biggest one of all, Who has heard that little saying who says ignorance is a bliss? Who believes in that? If you don't know, you should be happy. You're happy if you don't know. But if you know it, then you have to do it. For example, I so much love this chocolate. This cookie is so delicious. And suddenly a friend comes and asks you, hey, did you read the ingredients on it? Could it have eggs in it or gelatin in it? He says, you know what? I didn't read it. I'm okay with it. Till the time I don't know about it, I can eat it. If I know it has egg, I won't eat it. How about that? You get that? This is ignorance. You want to stay ignorant. You don't want to know things in the proper way, right? And then this is also the biggest kind of mithyat is actually this one, which is the agyan or this ignorance. You don't know what you don't know is a common saying Think about it again. You don't know what you don't know. There are so many things in the world that we don't know about, but we need to learn it because we are capable of it. We are human beings. We are there to learn it. We are there um, to um, to develop our human skills better, and we have been given this brain and this heart to link together in order we can learn things in a much higher perspective. We should never say no to it. You know, a very common thing of this one is, suppose a flood is happening in some part of the world, and you would say, I don't know, I don't know, so I'm not going to sit and pray for them what's happening out there. Have you ever realized that there was so much floods and tornadoes happening in different parts of the world, and we had no idea about it? And the only idea probably we had that the tornado is taking this route and this path, but can we ever be empathetically thinking about those souls which would have been suffering because of those tornadoes and floods? No, we don't know. So there are so many things we don't know. So realizing that there are so many things we don't know is one step forward. At least you will take that step towards knowing things. And you must learn and know as much as possible. Never stop learning all your life. Always be a learner. That's the secret which I'm sharing for you today. Always be a learner. It's a kind suggestion, okay, to everyone. So we completed 5 mithyattvas today. Okay, Vipreet mithyatva, which is reverse thinking; Ekanta mithyatva, which is one-sided thinking or all or nothing thinking; Vinay mithyatva, which means just bowing down to not the Panchparmeshtis but others just to fulfill some desires or waiting for some miracles to happen in your life; Sanchaya mithyatva, which is about doubting or creating a self-doubt within ourselves; and last one is Agyan mithyatva, which is about ignorance, not knowing things, and then believing that they don't exist. Correct? So we must pay attention to these mental distortions the way I have shared with you. Think and ponder about it. It is a beautiful way to live your life if you can get rid of these black holes inside us. And that's the moment when our whole body will start shining so brilliantly, just like Bhagwan. How about it? We'll get all the superpowers of the Bhagwan. But first thing is, we need to take care of these black holes inside us. Ciao! Let's go to the next day for tomorrow. Everyone ready for tomorrow? Yes, it's a beautiful day tomorrow. It's gonna be an Arjav Dharma, right? We're gonna share some stories and talk about it tomorrow. Meanwhile, let's take a deep breath. Join your hands. Our session is done for today. Okay, I see Agamya is there today. Agamya, do you want to take Namokar Mantra today?
Sure. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Setanam, Namo Airyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Sava Sahunam, Eso Panchamukkaro, Sava Papanasno, Mangaram Chi Savasam, Paramam